Hi everyone, this is Bodyguard Binks and welcome to Let's Play 999. Now it's been a while since I've played, but I'm pretty sure I left off with us in the captain's quarters and we found a dead body and it seemed like he might be Zero, but it looked a little too obvious. So according to Junpei, that means the real Zero is just messing with us. So let's continue on. Too bad, suckers. This isn't Zero. It's the same bad joke a lot of criminals like to play. Actually, I think we already did this, huh? They'll just sit back and watch people run in circles. Look, here I am. What's wrong, guys? Come on, catch me if you can.
That's really twisted, but it almost seems kind of childish.
Yeah, you're right. It's really childish. It's like it's just a game to whoever this person is. That's what seems funny to me. Junpei bent down next to the corpse. Ooh. Always freaks me out seeing his eyes like that. Alright, let's get back to the point. Who killed this man?
I don't know.
And what's this guy's deal? Who is he?
How would I know that? If I knew anything, I would have told you.
You have no idea who he is?
Why would I?
He's all suspicious of her now? What? Junpei sat back on his haunches and thought. We should check and see if he's got anything on him that might tell us who he is. Give me a hand here, Clover.
What?
I think it's pretty obvious. But alright, oh, hold on. My, headset got all tangled up. Well, that's... What? Technical difficulties! No! Okay, hold on. Okay, I got it. I don't know if I'll edit this out. Okay. We've got to flip him over. How else are we gonna search his pockets? She's not happy. Clover didn't move. Junpei had no choice but to move the body on his own. She didn't want to touch that. He grabbed hold of an area not completely covered in blood and shoved. It took a moment, but eventually Junpei felt the man's bulk begin to shift. But just as it did, something fell from the man's left wrist. Ah, the bracelet with Zero on the face. Okay, how to move? You have only two ways. You escape from the ship, or your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside, or detects that the wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. I should have done some mouth talking exercises before I started this. Blah blah blah. Come on, Binks, talk. Junpei stared at the bracelet. This man. He's dead, isn't he?
Huh?
No, it's just, I guess I didn't really think about it until right now. If his bracelet's off, that means he's dead. Dude! Really?
Well, it's pretty obvious that he's dead. You don't really need to look at his bracelet to figure out that he's dead.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It is pretty obvious. He looks a lot better than the other bodies we've seen though, you know? Oh my god, do not talk about that! You're making her sad! You're talking about Snake, dude! Seriously! Whatever. I mean, if there wasn't all this blood, he'd almost look like he was still alive. Dude, he's so inconsiderate. I mean, I know it's kind of a messed up thing to say, but he kind of has it better, you know? Dying from... Oh my god! Junpei, stop! Just stop! Dude. Dying from a bomb going off inside you. I mean, that's just... Really? I think he just completely forgot who he's talking to. Ay, Dios mío. Junpei! So stupid. Some of Snake's bones went right through his skin. I think the explosion must have thrown him against the wall or something. There was a broken bone just sticking out of his left arm. Oh god, you idiot. Suddenly, Junpei realized what he was saying. How could he have been so cruel? He clapped his hands over his mouth. But it was already too late. Look at her face. Oh my god. He turned to look at Clover. She was glaring at him furiously.
What did you just say?
Her words sounded cold. He knew an apology could hardly atone for what he'd done, but he tried anyway. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I really don't know what I was thinking. I mean...
No! That's not what I'm talking about.
Wait, what? I'm genuinely confused. I really don't remember any of this.
What did you say about his arm?
His arm? Arm?
Yes, his left arm. You said it, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I did, but... I mean, didn't you see it too?
Of course not. I could barely look at him.
Oh, Clover took a quick, deep breath.
Are you sure it was his left arm?
Junpei thought back. Ooh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
And he had a broken bone, right?
What the hell are you getting at here?
Just shut up and answer me.
She shoved her face closer to his. He could see the fire in her eyes. What is going on, Clover? Junpei winced and swallowed. Yeah, he did. It was pretty bad, too. The bone was sticking out of the arm. No sooner were the words out of his mouth than Clover's expression changed. Suddenly she was crying. Oh no. Such a little detail set her... Why? That was weird. Junpei wasn't sure what to do. Thank you? What?
Thank you.
It was close to the last thing he had expected to hear. I know, I'm so confused. I completely don't remember any of this. Oh my god. Junpei had no idea what had just happened. He didn't think he'd done anything worthy of thanks, and he couldn't understand why she would have chosen that moment to begin crying. So he simply stood there confused.
Thank you, Junpei.
She thanked him again, and then something even stranger happened. What? Why she look so I'm so confused! Clover threw herself into Junpei's surprised arms. They kind of look cute together right there. But still, we all know he has to be with Akane. Hey, what's going on with you?
I'm sorry, it's just... I'm so happy.
The only reason she would be happy would be... Why does the music sound so terrible? Like the quality. Ooh. Why?
The body in the shower room. It isn't his. It isn't my brother.
Oh. See? That's the only way she would be happy. But how do you... Why? What? Huh?
It's not Snake.
Why on earth would you think that?
Because his left arm is...
She stopped herself.
I'm sorry. I really shouldn't be talking about this.
You already told us that... Okay, well, I'm happy he's alive. I mean, I already knew, but still, I don't remember... Okay. Junpei decided it would be prudent not to press her for any more information. If she did not wish to tell him, she certainly had a reason for doing so. Perhaps more importantly, however, it was Clover. If Clover was so certain, then she was likely right. That meant that the body in the shower room wasn't Snake, which is awesome. It wasn't much, but that knowledge lifted some of the weight from Junpei's heart.
He's still alive. I'm so happy.
Tears shone in her eyes. Those tears melted Junpei's heart. As she cried, she had pushed herself up against his chest like a child. Junpei put his arms around her and held her tight.
Junpei, you were right.
Hmm?
No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith and to have love. If you can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck.
Yeah, he did say that. Clover reached into her pocket and pulled something out. It was a laminated bookmark with a 4-leaf clover.
I only made it here because you gave me this. I was suspicious of everybody and I was angry and miserable. But because I had this 4-leaf clover, because of what you said to me,
Junpei hadn't thought his words would have such an effect on her. Her words were making him feel a little awkward.
Thank you so much, Junpei.
She looked up at him. He scratched his nose and pretended to notice something interesting somewhere else in the room. If you really want to thank somebody, you should be thanking Santa.
Santa? Why?
Well, he was the one who gave me that thing. And the words for each leaf, I got that from him too. Then suddenly, Clover broke away from Junpei. Huh? He looked confused. He hadn't thought she'd react that poorly. Clover began to pace across the room. 6 steps to the left, 6 steps to the right, another 6 to the left, and then she stopped.
Did Santa really tell you those things?
Her eyes were serious, but not angry. Yeah, he did. Did I, say something wrong?
Oh, no, not at all. In fact, this could be really good news. I think.
You think?
Santa knew about the words and the clover. The only people who should know about that are the other subjects.
Finally! She gonna tell us the rest of her story. Ace, you better not interrupt us again. Subjects?
The other people who were in the experiment 9 years ago with my brother and me. But he's blind, and I was part of the Nevada test group. So neither of us would be able to recognize the faces of the people who were on this boat.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Time out. Junpei held up his hands. He took a deep breath and let it out. Let's just calm down for a second, okay? Start from the top. Don't start with the end and then jump to the middle. You gotta start at 1 and then move to 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. If you don't tell me stuff in the right order, I'm never going to be able to figure it out. Clover nodded. Alright, let's start with this experiment. What happened on this boat 9 years ago?
Do you know about morphogenetic fields?
Yes, he did, and the realization sent chills down Junpei's spine. Yes, the theory that Lotus talked about. Junpei recounted what Lotus had told him earlier. Clover nodded.
Telepathy, huh? Well, that's not really it, but I suppose it's similar.
So they were testing telepathy on this ship?
Yeah, I guess so.
So what exactly did they have you guys do?
The same thing that we're doing now. Exactly the same thing.
What?
The nonary game. 9 people were put on this boat and 9 others were put in the building in Nevada, and the game started.
Junpei grabbed the sides of his head. Look, I'm sorry, but I don't get it. What did the nonary game and some telepathy experiment have to do with each other? Clover bit her lip. She blinked back sudden tears. What had happened to her in Nevada?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. You know how sometimes when you're up against a really tough problem and then the answer just kind of pops into your head?
Yes, that happens a lot.
That's an epiphany. And what you learn from the epiphany can be transmitted with telepathy. When you add danger to that equation, then it gets easier to transmit that information over telepathy.
So you're saying the nonary game was supposed to introduce that element of danger?
Yeah, but it couldn't be just any old danger. It had to be life and death. And someone did actually die. A girl.
Junpei felt a sudden grip of despair on his heart. Something deep and distant and powerful squeezed, and for a moment he felt very, very empty and alone.
She was on the boat with my brother. I was in Nevada, so I never met her, but I did hear her name. Her name was,
Ah, damn it, Ace! The sound of the door opening was like a gunshot. Junpei spun around. Oh, my apologies. I seem to have disturbed you. Ace. You two must have strong stomachs. I can't imagine how you could stay in this room for so long. Ace glanced down at the floor, at the corpse covered in blood. It must smell really bad in there. At any rate, Junpei, would you be so kind as to come and help me with something? I'm having a little trouble and I could really use your assistance. Come on, it'll only take a moment. With that, he turned and walked back toward the communications office. Clover waited until he was out of sight, then spoke in a small, quiet voice.
I don't want Ace to hear us. We can talk about this later.
Huh? Hey, wait! Clover ignored him. From outside, Junpei could hear Ace calling. Junpei, what are you doing in there? Hurry up! Ugh! Grumbling to himself, Junpei stomped off toward the communications office. Sorry, dude. I know we want to know more, but... Okay. I guess it's a sign that we have to get started with the actual puzzle in this room now. I feel a little overwhelmed just looking at it. It's an old telegraph machine. Nothing suspicious here. A lot of interesting information. I'm so happy that Snake is alive. Small screwdrivers. Can we combine it with this? Alright, this screwdriver ought to make short work of this music box. Cylinder. It looks to be a cylinder for a music box. There are a number of pins and some pieces of metal that look rather like fans attached to it. Okay. What's in here? Ink? A bottle of ink. It's filled with ink. Okay. I'm just combining things. I guess I'll put the ink on the cylinder. Oh. Okay. Cool. Reminds me of a different puzzle. Nothing in the drawer anymore. Okay. What else have we got? Oh, paper. Hey, what's this? It's blank. There's nothing written on it. Okay, so we can combine that with this. Now I just gotta roll the cylinder across a piece of paper. And if I'm right, the ink should... Oh boy, Morse code chart. Oh. Just as you suspected, right? Now you have a pattern of dots and lines on the paper. I hate Morse. I just don't get it. I don't know. I'm stupid. I need to really look into that. Because every time Pharaoh and everybody likes to play Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, I get nervous because I'm like, oh no, if I play and I have to do Morse code, I don't understand it. Something about dash and dot. Yeah, I gotta look into that. I gotta study that manual so that I'm prepared. I mean, you're never gonna be 100% prepared, but it's really... Yeah, okay. I imagine it's Morse code. These dots and lines are the dots and dashes of Morse code. I don't want to do Morse code. No. Okay. Looks as though that drawer is the only thing that's locked. I don't see a keyhole though. An electric lock perhaps? Take a look at the left side of the drawer. Excuse me. So rude of me. Can't control that though. Yeah, there's some cables over there. That must mean this is a really long cable. The tip is hooked onto one of the desk's drawers. There's a pair of headphones on the desk. An early telecommunications device. Most likely used to transmit a radio signal of some sort. I experimented with it earlier, but to no avail. I imagine it's broken. Okay. Look, a hook. That wasn't a joke. I know, man. That's kind of funny, though. A clock mounted on the wall. The hands aren't moving. Little surprised that the time is wrong then, I suppose. And there's nothing on the back. Okay, excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. Am I missing something? Oh, I had to click on it like this. Alright, I've got the Morse code I'm supposed to enter. If I do this right, something will happen. I hope. Oh boy, I'm scared. Alright, let's give this a shot. I really have to do this? Okay, I don't know. Let me just click. No? Oh, I have to hold it longer. Okay. 1, 2, 3, dash, dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, hold, 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 hold. Okay. Okay, I kind of got that, but it's a little trickier with the keep talking and nobody explodes. That's the last one, and yes! Excellent work, Junpei. Good job. You seem to have figured it out. You've unlocked the drawer. Oh. Okay then. Open sesame! What is this? Another journal or something? A red file lay in the drawer. Junpei reached down and picked it up. The cover read, Alice, or All Ice. Here we go again with that. All Ice. Alice. Did that mean? Junpei couldn't hold back. He had to know what was in that file. Oh. Each page was covered with strange characters. Looks like hieroglyphics or something. They look like tiny drawings of birds. Yep, snakes, insects, all that. I always wanted to learn how to read that, even though I'm not, 100% Egyptian. I still find it interesting. There were many pages in the file, and each was full of these strange symbols. What the hell is this? He didn't realize he'd spoken out loud until Ace looked over at him. They are hieroglyphs. Yes. I think hieroglyphs, and then hieroglyphics is like the study of it or something. A form of writing used in ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt? That's right. Can you read them? Really? Oh, he said of course. Of course. I can't. What would make you think I could? What the hell? Junpei flipped through a few more pages. It wasn't just 1 or 2 pages that were covered in the strange symbols. Every single page was covered in them. Trying to read them was pointless. Junpei wasn't going to waste any more time with them. He made to close the file, and something fell out. I think that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this, and until next time, have a nice day. Bye!